Welcome to the Warrior Marriage and Family Podcast. My name is Dr. Corey Gilbert, and I believe that your marriage and your family are worth fighting for. My goal is to empower you to fight for what matters most. This podcast is about you, your family, your marriage, and your children, and will include interviews and teaching on a biblical ethic on sexuality and gender. I want you to know that you're not alone, that others have walked down the same road, and there is victory. Let's get into today's episode. Hey there, welcome to the Warrior Marriage Podcast. This is Dr. Corey Gilbert with my daughter, Mylie.
Hi.
Did you just say your name while I was saying it? Silly goose. Okay, so we're going to talk again about The Lies Girls Believe. Tell us more about this book.
By Dana Gresh. And we are gonna. Me and my mom were doing that last summer and with a bunch of other families and their church.
At the church, that's true.
And today we are going to be talking about how being abnormal is all right.
Being abnormal? That's
What?
weird.
What?
So not being normal is all right.
Yeah.
I don't understand. It seems like we always want to be normal and fit in.
Well, no one's normal.
No one's define normal.
I'm not sure how to define it.
I know. So this is going to be fun to dive into this. What does Dana Gresh have to say about the truth is, or number 7, your family is different.
And that is good.
And that is good. Boy, are we different. Yep. What do I have on my shirt?
Harley Davidson.
Yeah, everything I have says Harley Davidson, doesn't it?
You have no nice shirts that don't say Harley Davidson.
That's right. So true. And what do I also ride?
A Harley Davidson.
Harley Davidson. Yep. It's kind of crazy. And so what we're going to look at is exactly that. So open that up. Let's see. The lie is my family is so weird. That seems like a truth. Yeah. So now I'm confused. So here are just a few of the things girls said. So this was the list. Oh wow. So I count 171 reasons why girls believed they had a super crazy family. So the first one you kind of freaked out about. What is it?
We do not eat sugar.
Ah!
They must have a sad life.
Yep. And that's an interesting. Some families don't. Why don't they eat sugar? Certain families.
Because it's actually healthy.
Unhealthy.
Not eat sugar.
Yeah, it's healthy to not eat sugar. It's unhealthy to eat sugar.
Yeah.
And you probably eat a little too much, don't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember what happened when we moved from the last house? We were emptying your room and we opened the vent. And there was wrappers of candy stuffed in the vent that you were hiding. Sugar addict. Yep, it's kind of cool. So, and we're all different. So what's another one?
It's a foster family and we have a lot of kids.
What's a foster family?
A foster family is a family that takes in adopted kids, kind of kids that need to be adopted, take them in for a while, then pass them on maybe to another foster family,
Right.
or back to the whatever orphanage name.
Yeah, sometimes not an orphanage, not around here most of the time. But yes, there are kids that are either sometimes not adoptable yet, but in between families, and it's a rough family, but one of the most beautiful ministries to do. But then is that weird? And for some families, they go, "We're weird because we have adopted or foster kids in our home." But this is saying no. That's the uniqueness of your family. What's another one?
I'm adopted.
Yeah. Is that weird?
It would feel weird.
Or is that beautiful? Is it amazing to actually be someone who someone else chose them to come live with them as mom and dad and family?
But then again, that also does mean they had to leave them, another person.
Yeah. But sometimes, most often, it's because of something bad was going on.
Yeah.
There's a reason. What's another one?
We are different colors.
Mm-hmm. You know what that means?
Yeah.
What?
It means they're black or brown.
Black or brown? Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So darker skin, or it would be weird with our family. Well, we all had redheads, and if we had a black hair kid, or we're different, and so yes, there's families that have white parents and black kids, and vice versa. And that looks different. And the sad thing is people are very critical of others. So it's another one.
We're a pastor's family, and it's abnormal.
Yeah. Mom grew up in a pastor's family.
Yep.
I grew up in a missionary family. And so I grew up in another country.
Yep,
Just
Chile.
Chile, right? Yes. Right. You should know that. Yes, I grew up in Chile, South America.
And you probably ate a lot of chili there.
Nope. What's another one?
We live in India.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. A lot of families live in a lot of different countries, just like we lived in Chile. Yep. Or you might be from India and live in India.
Or you might live in China.
That's right. And Mom lived in China for a year, and she's a white redhead, so she stood out like a sore thumb. So that's different. So on.
I knew you were about to ask that, Dad.
Yep.
We raise goats! Goats!
We raise goats. Yep. Actually, I don't understand why anyone has animals unless they're to eat. And we have what?
All right. 2 dogs.
We have 2 dogs. Yeah, 2 doggies. 2 Alaskan Malamutes. So, yeah, it's interesting.
And one's a puppy that we have to train.
That's right, we do. What's another one?
You're huge. There's 7 people in this house.
That's a lot of people.
I can barely live in this house. There are 2 boys.
There's 3 boys. Hey, wait a minute.
I'm talking about the 2 annoying ones.
I'm not annoying?
You're lucky.
Okay. That's awesome. I love you, dear. Yeah, every family's so different, which is really cool. Can we celebrate those differences is kind of an important thing. What you got?
We live on a farm, and we are homeschooled.
Ha ha ha.
We're half that.
You're half that? Oh, the homeschooled, okay. You are a farm. Oh, no, wait. We have a zoo here. Yes, some people live on a farm, and some are homeschooled. And yes, that makes people different. So a homeschool family is going to be different than someone else. But even within each of these groups, whatever groups you classify yourself as, there's different people that like different things and have different personalities. What else?
My parents are artists, so we are all a bit weird.
Do you know what that means?
Artists?
Mm-hmm.
I know what that means. Someone who paints pictures and sells them.
That's good. That's a good one. Yeah, sculptures, art, paint, all sorts of different things. Yep.
I always imagine an artist just paints.
Yep. So kind of like your shirt. No
Bob
mistakes, Bob Ross. Yeah. Yep. So there are people that have family that they would say we're artistic, so we're weird. Others say they're weird because of another reason that this hasn't mentioned. They said they had 171 reasons, which is interesting. Is there one more, I think?
I'm so different. My family is so indescribable. They couldn't describe their family. It was so weird to them.
You know, I know some families that they play video games all the time, but they're not really, I would say they aren't addicted. They enjoy it, and they do it as a family. We actually have limits and time limits on ours. And so every family has different choices they make in terms of those rules and screen time and all that kind of stuff as well. Do you guys read books?
Yes.
A little bit?
No.
There are some families that don't read at all, or very little. I know, see, they're weird. No, they're different. Are there pros and cons? Yeah.
Yes.
Some that don't go to church, but they're Christians. And so then what do you do with that? And so one of the things this is saying, so your family is different, and that is good. How do you celebrate the differences? And then how do you grow?
But none of this is a make. It's just a happy accident. It's not an accident at all.
It's so silly. 81% of girls fight with their siblings.
I'm in the 81%.
47% said, I wish we didn't. And 34%.
47%.
Yeah, 34% said, it's okay, it's normal.
I'm not enough. 37% and 34%.
Yeah. So being normal is not best is what basically the point is. Normal is overrated. So here's the truth nugget from Romans 12:2. Read that.
Don't copy the behavior and customs of this world, but let God transform you into a new person by changing the way you think. Then you will learn to know God's will for you, which is good and pleasing and perfect.
That's right. We don't do what people who are not Christians do is another one. We need to be careful who we compare ourselves to. It's really important to be careful with that. One of the biggest challenges you have coming up is the comparing yourself to other girls you know. as to who they are and who you think you should be. We all battle with that. And that's part of what this book's kind of attacking there. Can you enjoy the differences, the things you like, the things you don't like? How weird our family is. Is that okay?
Yes, we all like reading.
How weird what your dad does for a living.
And that's just that weird.
It's weird because a lot of people don't talk about the stuff we talk about.
You're right.
That's right. See, the older you get, you'll realize that. And you go, oh my gosh, my dad's weird. Yeah, and I'm proud of it.
And I'm proud of loving you.
Yay, I love it. Well, thanks for doing another podcast with me in video. So look forward to more. It's exciting. You're a smart little cookie.
Yummy.
Yummy. I see you on the next one. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Warrior Marriage and Family Podcast. It has been an honor to serve. Find out more about resources for you and your family's growth and success at healinglives.com. Thank you to our sponsor, the Healthy Marriage Inner Circle. You can join the conversation in my free Facebook group anytime at facebook.com/groups/thehealthymarriage. To access my new best-selling book for parents, go to ican'tsaythat.com to purchase and receive the audiobook for free. Remember that your marriage and family are worth fighting for. This is Dr. Corey Gilbert. See you next time.